This is the quietest I've ever heard everybody. We need
I'm
a
showing 7 o'clock, Captain Mounier. Would you like to have us begin?
Sorry, were you talking to me?
Yes, I'm showing 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Would you like to begin?
Yes, let's begin. You're on, Mr. Ellis. There you go.
Quick forward, if there are any technical difficulties, please do let me know via chat.
Are we having technical issues?
We are. I've advised him.
Okay.
Let's try that one more time. It won't allow me to share my sound.
So why don't you guys work on it? I'm just gonna let everybody know what's going on because I'm sure there's parents watching. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to the virtual annual ceremonial review. It's our 79th year having this celebration. The last two, we've had it done virtually. And this typically will show what the cadets have done throughout the year. We will be making some presentations, promotions, special awards, and our reviewing officer is Mr. Tom White. We have our chairperson of our sponsoring committee, Peggy Poirier, on. And are we ready to go, Captain Cameron and Mr. Eldridge?
He's having still technical issues. Mr. Eldridge, I'm going to share that particular slide with my sound on, and we'll see if that works.
All right.
So you guys should be seeing the slideshow.
Okay.
All right, you're back on, Mr. Eldridge.
Alrighty. So, hello, and welcome to this year's annual ceremony review. My name is Warrant Officer Second Class Joshua Eldridge, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening. The year 2020 as well as 2021 has been a very challenging time for all of us here. Events such as forest fires, a pandemic, and of course, a worldwide shortage of toilet paper. Luckily for us, we were able to adapt, and we're still having a full training year while following the rules and guidelines of public health. To start us off, I would like to ask Warrant Officer Second Class Saif Abijayab to present us his speech that he spoke during the Provincial Effective Speaking Competition. Warrant Officer Abijayab, take it away.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. You can hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Warrant Officer Second Class Abijayab. If you do not know, this year we had an effective speaking competition. Normally it's in person, but this year we decided to have it online through Microsoft Teams. And this is the speech that I proposed and went to provincials with. It's called The Fall of the Avro Arrow, Canada's Greatest Loss. All right. When my grandfather, named Robert, was a young boy, he recalled seeing something life-changing. He was outside in his front yard playing in his sandbox under the warm summer Canadian air when the sand began to tremble and the sky began to roar. Off in the distance, something great and powerful was coming ever closer. As my grandfather stood there, frozen in time, a supersonic jet flyer flew right above and pierced the light blue Canadian sky. He called out for his father, who came quickly. As they continued to look at the sky in sheer mesmeration, with the large, majestic bird soaring high above, the father told him the story of how the jewel of Canadian pride, the Avro Canada CF-105 Arrow, or the Avro Arrow, came to be. Little did they know that the Avro Arrow project was doomed and destined to collapse from the start. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, cadets, officers, and guests. I'll be taking you through the story of how the Avro Arrow came to be Canada's greatest loss. During the Second World War, Canada built a lot of capable aircraft for the war effort in Europe, but the war was coming to an end. But the Royal Canadian Air Force was ambitious, and its people were proud of their wartime accomplishments. And instead of closing down their aerospace industry, they refurbished the numerous aircraft factories and employed thousands of engineers who once worked on beautiful aircraft on the likes of the Hurricane Hawker or the Lancaster bomber. In the early 1950s, Avro Canada, amid the Cold War, began working on a top secret supersonic interceptor of their own. After years of Canadian ingenuity and hard work, the Avro Arrow interceptor was finally unveiled on October 4th, 1957, to an immense crowd of 14,000 proud Canadians in Toronto, eager to see what their fellow citizens have accomplished. The grand unveiling was a huge success. Millions of Canadians all over the country caught a glimpse of this amazing piece of machinery. It was featured in newspapers, on television, and celebrated in schools from coast to coast. The Avro Arrow could fly up to Mach 2.0 and soar at altitudes of up to 60,000 feet, making it one of the fastest and most capable aircraft of the time. Avro Canada itself employed over 20,000 people, making it one of Canada's biggest and most important employers. Apart from creating a plethora of jobs, it also boosted the local economy and increased funding for the Canadian aerospace industry as a whole. It also helped make Canada one of the dominant forces in aircraft manufacturing on a global stage. The Avro Arrow made Canadians feel safe and protected. The Canadian government wanted to protect its citizens and show that they were willing to protect Canadian ethics, morals, and values. Also, the Avro Arrow made Canadians feel empowered and proud of what their country could accomplish. Before the Avro Arrow, Canada was outshadowed by big players such as France or Britain. After the Avro Arrow was unveiled to the world, though, Canada was seen as a formidable and important ally of various nations. Thousands of engineers from all over Europe and the known world came to Canada specifically to work on the Arrow project. This project cradled a lot of great minds, and it was seen as an absolute honor to work with the much respected Canadians on this grand project. On February 20th, 1959, though, the then current Prime Minister John Diefenbaker announced a statement that could still be heard by those unfortunate enough to hear it. The Canadian Prime Minister then announced that the Arrow project would be officially cancelled, only 15 months after its first unveiling in Toronto. The Canadian public, who grew to love the Arrow, were now feeling anguished. Canadian morale and pride had practically diminished overnight, and public uproar followed. The reason behind this sudden change, the Prime Minister John Diefenbaker wanted to focus his attention on space travel, thought the Arrow project was an ample source of funds. Over 25,000 direct and indirect jobs were lost as a result, along with their passion. With funding dissolving, a major Canadian symbol of accomplishment and achievement was also now fading away. The Canadian men and women who were fortunate enough to be around when the Arrow was introduced can remember feeling proud of the Arrow, but now it only remains a distant memory, never to be seen again. The sound of the sky roaring and the sight of the Arrow piercing the emerald blue Canadian skies is but just a reminder of how great this jet fighter truly was. My grandfather, Robert, just like millions of others all over the world, yearned to see the Arrow fly just once more. It was the epitome of Canadian ingenuity, synergy, and sheer brilliance. It reminded Canadians why they fought for their freedom only 15 years before. The crown jewel of the Canadian people, the Arrow CF-105 Arrow, or the Arrow, was now but a fading stone lost in time. And what was once remembered as a show of the Canadian can-do attitude is now remembered as Canada's greatest loss.
Thank you very much, Foreign Officer Abu Jayab. At this time, we will now be moving on to some promotions. In the cadet program, to achieve the rank of Flight Corporal, a cadet must complete at least 6 months as corporal, successfully complete their level 2 training, and be recommended by their level officer. At this time, we would like to congratulate Flight Corporal Hovey, Flight Corporal Chen, Flight Corporal Gardner, Flight Corporal Bowman, Flight Corporal Gillis, and Flight Corporal Clark on their promotion to Flight Corporal. We also have another very special promotion to do tonight, and we would like to congratulate Second Lieutenant Straight on her promotion to Lieutenant. Congratulations, ma'am. Now we will be moving on to this year's Squadron Awards. At the end of each training year, cadets are recognized for their achievements to the squadron. The first award that we will be presenting is the Gordon Barnes Memorial Award. This award is presented to the top level 1 cadet. This cadet has been outstanding in mandatory training, has maintained a very high average attendance, a high uniform mark, and has displayed a positive attitude with enthusiasm and deportment throughout the training year. This year, the winner of the Gordon Barnes Memorial Award is LAC Como. Congratulations, LAC Como. The next award is the Ted Sowery Trophy. This award is presented to the top level 2 cadet. This cadet has been outstanding in mandatory training, has maintained a very high average attendance, a high average uniform mark, and has displayed a positive attitude with enthusiasm and deportment throughout the training year. This year's winner of the Ted Sowery Trophy is Flight Corporal Clark. Congratulations. The next award we will be presenting is the Ladies Auxiliary Branch number 69 Trophy. This award is presented to the top level 3 cadet. This cadet has been outstanding in mandatory training, has maintained a high average attendance, a high average uniform mark, and has shown a great development in their leadership abilities and has displayed a positive attitude, enthusiasm, and deportment throughout the training year. This year's winner of the Ladies Auxiliary Branch number 69 Trophy is Flight Corporal Ross. Congratulations. The next award is the Gordon Ross Mclean Memorial Award. This award is presented to the top level 4 cadet. This cadet has been outstanding in mandatory training, has maintained a high average attendance, a high average uniform mark, and has shown great development in their leadership abilities and has displayed a positive attitude with enthusiasm and deportment throughout the training year. This year's winner of the Gordon Ross Mclean Memorial Award is Sergeant Cunningham. Congratulations. The next award is the Walter N. Curran Award. This award is chosen by the squadron. Each cadet was told to choose an individual who has shown the highest level of dedication, leadership, charisma, and has offered the most assistance to the cadet and the squadron. This year's winner of the Walter N. Curran Award is Warrant Officer 2nd Class Abu Jayab. Congratulations. The next award is the Esprit de Corps Award. This award is presented to the cadet who has put forth the most effort in terms to squadron morale, creating a positive image of the squadron and the cadet program as a whole, and being a positive role model for the cadets and the squadron. This year's winner of the Esprit de Corps Award is Warrant Officer 2nd Class Abu Jayab. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to ask Captain Mounier to now present the Commanding Officers Award.
Thank you, Warrant Officer Eldridge. For the CO's award, my staff and I sat down the last couple of weeks, and there's been two individuals that have really stepped up and has exceeded our expectations. Either one of them are no longer cadets right now, and we've never given it to two people. The CO's award was always one person, but the individuals really stepped up to the plate and helped with training, helped develop some of our instructors, and that is Warrant Officer Christian McGraw and Warrant Officer First Class Sandy Abujaya. Both of them have done a tremendous job this past year, and I think they both need to be acknowledged because I think they were a big help to the training team, to the administration team, and the supply team, and just doing activities. So thank you very much, guys. Well deserved, and it was great to have you guys here. And hopefully we'll see Miss Abujaya stay on staff and maybe go down that path of becoming an officer, but we'll see what happens here in the next couple of years. Great, thank you. Back to you.
All right, congratulations, Warrant Officer Abujayab and Warrant Officer McGraw. Next, on Friday night, the graduating cadets from the previous year and also the two graduating cadets from this year were presented with the Commanding Officer's Challenge coins. Captain Mounier, do you want to speak to that as well?
Sure. What we did is we got the challenge coin. I put them in little boxes. So I know that there's Warrant Officer Zhang. Just to mention, Warrant Officer Zhang also got promoted last week to Warrant Officer. He's also graduating. He's done a tremendous job. He's completed his level 5 training. So I just wanted to mention that. His picture wasn't up there. But anyways, the cadets all received a little gift box, and I had the coin inside. So if any of those cadets that are here, if you can turn on your cameras, open up the box, and because I told you not to open it up, you probably did. Open it up. Oh, he didn't. And check out the box. There's Warrant Officer Zhang.
Oops.
Typically, the CO would invite them up, shake their hand, and have the coin in his hand or her hand to present to the cadets. And that's how we exchange challenge coins like that. It's taped to the bottom of the box, Warrant Officer Zhang. A nice little token souvenir from 161, and thank you for everything that you guys have done. Really appreciate
Thank you, sir.
it. Okay, you're on.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Cap Mounier. So presented with the CO's challenge coins were myself, Warrant Officer Eldridge, Warrant Officer Cunningham. Accepting on behalf of Warrant Officer Buck was Cadet Buck, and accepting on behalf of CI Abijayab was Warrant Officer Abijayab. And then also our two graduating cadets from this year, Warrant Officer Zhang and Flight Sergeant Robichaud, were presented with the CO's challenge coins as well. Okay, so the next award that we will be presenting is the Royal Canadian Legion Medal of Excellence. The Royal Canadian Legion Cadet Medal of Excellence recognizes individual endeavors of citizenship nature, which meet or enhance the aims and the objectives of the cadet organizations. It is wholly sponsored and awarded by the Royal Canadian Legion. Oh, my phone just died on me. Technical difficulties. We're okay. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. We are back. Each Air Cadet Squadron may award one Royal Canadian Legion Medal of Excellence each training year, provided a worthy candidate is available. The main theme in awarding the Royal Canadian Legion Medal of Excellence is to emphasize the citizenships and aspects of the cadet program. This year, we would like to present the Royal Canadian Legion Medal of Excellence to Warrant Officer Second Class Abijayab.
Mr. White, can you log in and bring yourself up and say a few words? Did we lose him?
No, he's still there.
Mr. White?
Just a second. I'm just going to move him and unmute him.
Yep, you're gonna, oh, there. We lost him again.
Because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people out of the, like, you can see 5 people out of the 20-some who are here.
It's not letting me unmute him.
Mr. White, go ahead.
No, it's not letting me unmute him.
It's not letting you unmute him? Is that because he's not part of the organization?
That shouldn't be a problem. We've had guests before. I think he's dialing back in. He may not have enabled his microphone when he connected.
Okay. Are you able to bring him back up?
Yeah, the option to unmute him is missing. He should be able to unmute his own account.
Mr. White, are you there? Let's see if I can.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. White. How are you?
Good. I can hear myself talking.
Okay, well, I have you on the speakerphone. Can everybody hear Mr. White? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear him. Great. So I have you on speakerphone.
Okay, I'm going to just have to.
And can you say a few words about the Legion Excellent Medal? We just presented it to Warrant Officer Abijaya.
Yes, and congratulations on receiving that medal. It's a medal for service work within the community. It's nothing to do with doing work for the Legion or for the military or for the wing. It's various projects, and it's a very highly sought after medal. And I'd like to congratulate Warrant Officer Abijaya on the receipt of that medal.
Thank you very much.
I also want to congratulate Warrant Officer Abijaya on his receiving a Curry Scholarship. That's going to be a highly sought after recognition. And as an aside, as an aside, a long time ago, I worked with Mr. Curry down at the sugar refinery. He was a chemical engineer, and I was an apprentice.
Yeah, we're all very proud of him.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you very much, sir. So you just stay on the phone. I'm going to keep you on the phone. And then what we'll do is when you are asked to speak, we'll get you to talk through the phone. Oh, here, go ahead, Warrant Officer Eldridge.
Alrighty, so next we will be moving on to speeches. Firstly, we will be starting off Commanding Officer of 161 Air Cadets, Captain Mounier.
So we do the reviewing officer first. So we'll ask for Mr. White to speak, and then Mrs. Poirier, and then myself.
Okay, you want me to speak now?
Yes, you go ahead, sir.
Okay. Captain Mounier,
Yes.
Warrant Officer Abijaya, Mrs. Peggy Poirier, the Sponsoring Committee Chair, 250 Wing President, Mr. Bev Harrison, Mr. Ellen Wiggins, the St. John District Cadet Liaison for the Royal Canadian Legion, Captain Bevel, Military Advisor for NB South Cadet Unit, ladies, gentlemen, supporters, and friends of 161 Squadron. You may have heard me say this before. This ACR is not for us, the military or the Air Cadet League. Today's ACR is for you, the parents and friends of the cadets taking part, and for the greater community of St. John. Today's ACR is so that these fine young men and women can demonstrate what they have learned and accomplished throughout the training year. And what a tough year it was. In-person training being postponed, canceled, or gone virtual, and in-person activities being limited to small numbers when authorized. Cadets, you have persevered, and will be much better off for it. Our Provincial Chair, D. Davis, wanted me to also make sure that the staff, SSC, parents, and cadets understand how much we appreciate your efforts during this COVID pandemic. We wish to thank D&D for their tremendous support, 250 Wing RCF Association, without whom the squadron could operate as well as it does. Squadron Sponsoring Committee, who make it all happen in partnership with the squadron staff. And to you, the parents, whose support of your son or daughter is most important. Captain Mounier and staff, thanks for making this trying year a good one. Our youth are the key to the future. All members of the Air Cadet movement, including parents, should be proud of their contribution in developing cadets who will be the aviators, astronauts, athletes, businessmen and women, the leaders and citizens of tomorrow. They will be Canada. On behalf of my boss, Jim Hunter, the National President, and our Provincial Chair, D. Davis, Zone Rep. Jamie Tate, and everyone on the Provincial Committee, hope us off to this forum. Well done. Bravo Zulu. Ad Astra.
Thank you very much, sir. One Officer Abijay, you're up. Sorry, One Officer Eldridge, you're up.
Okay, so the next person giving a speech, I believe, is Miss Poirier. Take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So good evening, distinguished guests, Captain Meunier, Mr. Tom White, sponsoring committee members, parents, and especially staff and cadets of 161 Beveridge Air Cadets. So for those who don't know me, I am Peggy Poirier, currently the president of the sponsoring committee and also the mom to Sergeant Mason. So on behalf of the sponsoring committee, we would like to congratulate all of you on your accomplishments this year. We are incredibly proud of each and every one of you. I may not have been around this year on training nights due to COVID protocol. However, I have watched from a distance, kept in touch with the staff as they proudly announced all your accomplishments. Cadets, we made it through another year combined with virtual and in-person training. I congratulate you for your resilience in embracing change. It has not been easy, but we made it through. Better training is coming with the reopening of restrictions. The sponsoring committee looks forward to being with you on training nights, organizing fundraising events, and getting to work with all of you once again. We truly miss you. If I can get you to reflect back and just to remind you how we have learned that there is more than one way to do or accomplish a task. This is a skill that was not learned until this pandemic. I congratulate each and every one of you for being accepting and brainstorming such great ideas to make the best of what we had to work with, from staff to cadets and to parents. Well done. I wish you all a great summer. Please remember to be great citizens and great leaders, and if not for anything else, be kind. I leave you with this quote, and I think it just was so fitting in regards to what we've been going through. Henry Ford once said, "When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it." Congrats, 161.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Poirier. Final speech for tonight will be Commanding Officer of 161, Captain Meunier.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. White for being our reviewing officer guest here tonight, and Ms. Poirier. Captain Belleville is our zone training officer, and he's given us a lot of assistance and direction and kept us up to date with the protocols and everything that's going on in these times. And the support that we get from Gagetown and Shearwater for the funding and activities and things that we need. They've been very patient with us. In these times, things come up very quickly and things need to be turned around very quickly. So everybody's on the same page. Our sponsors, 250 Wing, Mr. Bev Harrison, which was appointed to that position during the last 15 months. We'll have to have him out and invite him over to take a look at our squadron. Sponsoring committee members, you guys are terrific. I can't wait to see you guys all again. And for the graduating cadets, best of luck to you. And we're losing a lot this year. We got Warrant Officer McGraw, Warrant Officer Eldridge, Warrant Officer Buck, Warrant Officer Cunningham, Flight Sergeant Gadet, Warrant Officer Abijaya, Flight Sergeant Robichaud, and Warrant Officer Zhang. You guys are going to be missed very much, and best of luck to you. And don't forget where you started in this movement. You may not come back over the next couple of years, but you're always part of the family. And a cadet in New Brunswick or a cadet in Alberta, we're still part of the cadet organization. underneath the same umbrella. Parents, I'm not sure how many parents there are on this virtual ACR, but if there are a couple, thank you very much for your patience. We've, you know, planned on doing an activity during the day, and then by the afternoon it's canceled because of protocol changes, and I really appreciate your understanding. It's there's light at the end of the tunnel here. That's gonna be coming up. Staff, you're simply the best. I know that I push you guys to your limit and say we need this and we need to think outside the box, and we've had focus groups. Thank you very much for everything that you guys done and your continual commitment. My background, I did this for a reason. My background that you see is, let me just move over. That was the last activity 15 months ago that we had as the cadet organization. And that was the South Eastern New Brunswick, our zone, with 13 units participating, and there was over 175 people participated in that. Mr. White reminded me that, you know, when we do open back up, we need to do this again. And I said, I know we will. But you know, even with all the roller coaster ride that we've been on, being shut down, in-person training, canceled activities, things still went on. And because of our persistent and belief in the movement, we will survive and move ahead. One of the things that Ms. Poirier said, I just want to say a few words on is we've been introduced to a new way of training. This is here to stay. And, you know, this is going to open up a whole new world of virtual training from colleges, universities, to youth groups. Nothing should be able to stop us. You know, there are going to be opportunities. I look forward to having you guys all come back in the fall. I've just, I had a meeting, and I was telling Captain Cameron that I had a meeting and I wasn't going to make an announcement tonight. However, Third Field's been training on Wednesday nights. And I was just informed that they're going back to Thursday nights come September. And so I put in a request for us to go back to Wednesday nights. And I've got a request for us to book our Friday nights and our Sundays so that we're back to normal. Cross our fingers, and hopefully everything will be back to normal as long as we follow the guidelines and meet the New Brunswick's goals to go green. This is some great news. We're going to bounce back, and we're going to bounce back even stronger and have a more of a solid base. Thank you very much for everything that everybody's done. It's been a great 2 years going up and down, and thank you very much. Back to you, Warrant Officer Eldridge.
Thank you very much, Captain Mounier. Now, before we conclude, we have one last thing to do. Every night, every training night, we have our Squadron Cheer. It is a very long tradition. So at this time, I would like all the cadets to turn their microphones on and turn their cameras on as we do our Squadron Cheer together. And senior cadets, if you want to lead this, okay, I'll give it to you.
I can't yell very loud because I'm in a house with 2 other people.
I'm going to look for microphones that are still muted and unmute you guys, just a heads up.
Jaya, whenever you're ready, if you want to kick it off.
Alright. So, 1, 2,
No.
3. 1,
161. What are we here for?
We're here to fight with performers in uniform.
161.
161.
We only want to do it at school, we do it at home, we do it by learning. Learning gets every day. Always to work for building futures is our way.
Great job, guys.
If you don't know the cheer, it's on the website. And that will conclude our 79th annual ACR. Captain Mounier, do you have any final remarks?
I'm just going to pass this over to Lieutenant Hutchison to discuss about the FTX that's coming up and just having her closing remarks. Thank you very much. I think we've had 30 some cadets plus that was here tonight, so that's really good. Lieutenant Hutchison.
Okay.
Okay, go
so
ahead.
The FTX is happening on June 19th. There will be more details coming out within the next week as to what you'll need, what time, where, and all that jazz. But make sure that you set aside June 19th for our end of the year field training exercise. That's all I have. Oh, and level 3, 4, and 5 are in Friday night in civilian clothing to finish up some training. Go ahead, Warrant Officer Eldridge.
That's it from me.
That's it. You may all go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Hello, Tom. Hi. So we